And I was thinking about this plant. I said, wait a minute, didn't I plant that thing somewhere?
Pick them early. I pick them now and eat them because but they get really
Hello YouTube. As you can see with my very awesome winter hat, it's pretty cold out here right now. And there's not much to talk about in a food forest, but I want to talk about cold hardy citrus. Not just your normal winter citrus, you know, like the flying dragon or Poncirus trifoliata, the wild Japanese citrus that you've seen in a lot of my videos and that I've actually harvested from in the wild here in Tennessee. Poncirus trifoliata, Japanese wild citrus, guys. And I've talked about these before. 100 years ago, a guy named Dr. Swingle crossed these with a bunch of sweet oranges and tangerines to create cold hardy citrus. It took him like 20 years. But this is awesome. I'm freaking out right now. Look at this. I wish I had a knife I could cut these open and show you guys. They're really seedy. Some people say they're inedible, but I don't. I've eaten these. I've eaten them raw. They're just really super concentrated like a key lime. And there is a grove of them all up in here. There's probably about maybe 20 trees. Oh wow, look, it goes all the way up underneath the power line over here. But this is what I want to talk about. This is a little bit different. And I've done videos on this specific plant in the past. Not only this type of citrus, but growing it from seed, transporting it, the failures along the way, and what you're looking at right now, you know, the end result of this. So let's go to some older videos, and I'll explain a little bit more about this cold hardy citrus. Look at this big group of oranges hanging underneath here. Sitting underneath an orange tree. Doesn't get much better than that. This is ideal. Come right outside your house. Get some fruit. Alright, so I think that was the best part. Not only did I get to buy some little different varieties of citrus and stuff I've never heard of until today, and this right here is the Troyer. I see it's kind of green. It's actually kind of, it's hard to see with this light, but it's actually kind of got a green tinge to it. And these are really, really, really tasty. But these ones, the grapefruit trifoliate cross, it's called a Swingle. This one right here has got an amazing flavor to it. It's not as bitter and has a funny flavor to it as the Troyer. And the guy that I got these from, he told me that if you think that these are bitter and they've got a funny taste to them, if you were to actually taste the trifolia, the wild type of citrus, he said they just stink, man. They're really, really bad. So I'm sure some people, you can actually make like teas and use them for different types of things. But that's it. So I actually got 4 little citrus trees. I'm going to go through actually all the different citrus that I got. Now these are Swingler. These are the Swingler ones. This is a Swingler. And, oh, here's some of the Troyers. The real green kind. And that's the wild kind. Little leaf stem, roots, and then all the seed right there. You can kind of see that. As you can see, the leaves start getting a little bit bigger, starts getting healthier, absorbing the sun. So that's it. I'll do another update on this thing in another week or so, and maybe talk some more about my citrus. And that's it. So I totally recommend it. It was pretty cheap. It was easy to set up. Looks pretty solid. I mean, this thing's not really flimsy. So yeah, my greenhouse completely collapsed on me. Alright everybody, this is something I've had the pleasure of waking up to. I was just sitting here about, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes ago, It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and as soon as the sun came, must have heated everything up, and this whole thing just fell over just now. I have all my citrus in there. You can see them. I just planted my little seedlings in containers and everything, and this thing just fell over. It just all of a sudden started creaking, and I look over and the whole thing fell over. So yeah, what a piece of crap. Now that killed a majority of the seedlings that I had about 4 years ago. And what you're looking at is the lone survivor of these cold hardy citrus, these Citramelos. Now the Citramelo is just like the Citrange. Now let's say these two words together: Citrange and Citrumelo. These two citrus were created by a guy named Dr. Swingle over 100 years ago, in the early 1900s. He was paid by the USDA to do like a 20 or 30 year study on whether or not they had the magic question. The magic question: can you grow edible citrus, sweet oranges, up north? And that's what you're looking at. This is one of his results. This is one of his hybrids of that. Now, just like the wild citrus that you've seen, the Japanese wild citrus, that's one of the parents of this. Now here's the Poncirus trifoliata, the wild citrus, and you can see it doesn't have a really big leaf like the Citramella does, the middle one. It's got a normal 3 leaves. Now trifoliata, 3 leaves, trifoliate, it's got 3 leaves. Now the sweeter one, the Citramelo's got a big leaf that comes out to about there. The other parent, you've got the Japanese wild citrus over here. The other parent is a grapefruit. That's what you get, a Citramelo. A Citramelo is a cross between a wild Japanese citrus that's very, very cold hardy and a grapefruit, which is in, 20s and 30s, maybe 30 degrees, and the wild citrus below 0. Cross those together, you get this guy, the Citramelo. Now, I don't have any citranges, and I'll save that for another video. I'm hopefully going to get some in the future, but we're going to talk about the Citramelo. Now, I had this thing in my kitchen growing for a couple years, and when we left to go out of state, to go to Colorado, I put this little guy in the ground, and I completely forgot where I put it. I completely forgot. And what's funny was I just realized the other night, it's getting cold. You're craving the citrus. It's that time of year. It's citrus season, This is the time of year that you'd be harvesting citrus. And I was thinking about this plant. I said, wait a minute, didn't I plant that thing somewhere? So I was outside last night with a flashlight looking in certain spots that I remembered seeing wild citrus growing that I was, finding out here. And I couldn't find it. I was bummed out. So I started doing some work out here this morning, and I found her, the Citramelo. I put this in the ground in the spring. And one of the reasons why is because of the little container right here. Take your little seedling. See how it's sitting in there? And just barely cover up the roots and the little seed itself, so that way just a little seedling sticking out. Sitting underneath an orange tree. Doesn't get much better than that.